I'm Monica.
And I'm Christina. This is Unqualified and Unfiltered.
Hello. We got some awesome things to talk about. And to start out off, Abbott Elementary. So first watch for the first episode, I loved it. Overall, I adored it. I had a great time. I was laughing my ass off. It was fucking ridiculous. And one thing that really stuck with me, and then the rewatch when I was taking notes on it for this episode, when the little boy was peeing on the rug, and she's, oh my god, and the rug was plan B. No, it's more like plan P.
Oh no.
It was plan P, okay? You gotta go when you gotta go.
No, I'm not a fan of mockumentaries. This is gonna be like The Office, Parks and Rec type of deal. Mm-hmm. And I've never watched either of those shows, but I've watched like clips of them, and I'm not.
Oh, is my jaw dropping?
I'm not a fan of them. It's funny because I think the only mockumentary that I actually like show-wise is Modern Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, once I didn't realize that that's what the show was because I didn't watch a trailer or anything to it. But yeah, so I was, okay, like that's the style it is. I had to kind of get over it.
Yeah. About how when they were playing Baby Shark, they said it was like back that ass up for kids.
Yeah.
I died. Do you remember the meme of Harry when Back That Ass Up starts playing and then he starts like taking off his clothes and he's running for an army drill?
No, I'm sorry.
I remember that so clearly, and as soon as she said that, I just pictured that moment, and it was so fucking funny, because it really is, when you play Baby Shark, those kids will fucking start running.
I thought the funny part was when they said that the rug was like a Xanax, like a giant Xanax pill for kids. So I thought that one was funny.
Fucking Quinta owns this role. She owned it so perfectly.
See, my favorite character so far is Miss Howard, because I feel she would be the type of teacher that I would be when she was, I'm gonna count, guys. Like, Quinta, she was like, 1, 2, 3. And then Miss Howard's like, I'm not even gonna count. Everybody sit down. Yeah. I was like, that'd be me. I ain't got time for this nonsense.
For real. Who has time? Oh my god. And just the way their interactions are is so funny to me.
Yeah, I do enjoy their interactions, their back and forth and stuff. How Quinta's just very, I don't know, it's not even necessarily socially awkward, but she's just so over the top.
Yeah, she's very eager.
Yeah, and then Miss Howard is just, oh my god, she's tired. You know, she's been doing this job for so long. She don't got time for this BS, you know? And so I really liked it. I liked her whole little introduction of, oh, this would be me, minus the woman of God part.
No problem. It really stood out to me when they just like totally hit the nail on the head and Quinta was, bye, Mom.
Miss Teagues, I think that's her name.
Miss Teagues.
Yeah.
Janine?
Yeah, Janine Teagues or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Just her saying, bye, Mom. And I don't know if you remember this, but years back, I was texting my dad and then my manager said something to me and I literally said, okay, Dad, yeah, that's fine. And it was the most embarrassing moment of my life because it wasn't just me and him. No, it was literally everybody around and it was just bad. It was bad. And I'm pretty sure I said, okay, Daddy, too. And it was like a whole other level of just like,
no,
why did
Daddy?
this just happen? I was just like, no, not like that. Oh my god.
Oh no.
It was really embarrassing. Like, I love working with older people too. Like, I think it's a very fun environment when it's so many different people. But I feel like that relationship, it's very, very authentic to me, the way they interact with each other.
Yeah, I liked overall all the characters and their interactions. The only character that I wasn't a fan of was that Jacob guy, the one that's also a new teacher with the curly hair.
Oh, the tall one.
Yeah, I didn't like him. I understand he's supposed to be the awkward, cringy character, I guess, but it came off trying too hard to be cringy, and I couldn't get over it. Like, I was just, it's not funny. This is you're too much. But he's supposed to be that, but I didn't find it funny.
I agree with you. I think but rather than it being funny, I think it's definitely that's the character where they want you to mention him, and that's the reaction I personally had. Was just, oh my god, dude, shut the fuck up sometimes. And I think that's exactly what they're going for. I don't think it's meant to be, oh, this guy's so cute. Look how hard he's trying to be woke or whatever. Look how hard he's trying to understand things that he can't understand. And it was so bad. I hated whenever they brought in that guy,
the other teacher that was substituting for the one that got fired, and he was, oh yeah, now there's two bros, and trying to give him like a fist bump bump or a special handshake, and I was just, can you stop?
Every time he went anywhere with the hugs, like, and I'm all for huggers. One of my best friends at work is a hugger. I love that for her. Sometimes with some people, you cannot just be coming up to them in big old bear hugs.
Yeah. So.
Especially this particular guy, because I would punch him in the throat.
Because there's a good way to do it that's someone awkward and cringy, like How I Met Your Father.
Mm-hmm.
And the sister character, she was awkward, and sometimes she would say things that were a little bit cringy, but love her character. She was awesome.
Yeah.
But this one, no, I don't like it. I'm just like, I don't like you. When are you going to quit?
Yeah. The only reason for me that passes is I have to tell myself there are people like this that do exist.
Yeah.
And that's why. It's basically just putting that lens on them, and that's great. I think it's cool. I still want to punch him in the throat.
Yeah.
How can you say so many things consecutively that are so inappropriate?
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
How and why?
But overall, I didn't necessarily care for the show, but mostly just because it's not my style of show.
Mm-hmm.
The only part that I really liked and had my full attention is the very end when they got deep and emotional with the one kid that usually sleeps on the rug, but there was no rug, so he was sleeping on his jacket, and just showing that, teachers, they care about their students, they want to be there for them, and even when they don't have the funds, they're still going to go out of their way to try.
I think they made it a lot less cringy than those moments usually, especially for the first episode of a show. I think usually they shoehorn that in to try to give it a little bit more depth than it really warrants, but this show did it very well. Because teachers do have such an important job, and a lot of them do it for passionate reasons. Like they said in the show, it's a calling and you answer. Others.
Yeah, so I do like the show that it does show, and that's probably why it's become so popular, because it is shining that light, and it's not shining a light in kind of like disguising anything. It's kind of out in the open, because as far as I know a lot of people that are teachers, family members, and friends and stuff that have gone to teaching, and the struggles that they have to deal with just to get supplies for their classrooms and stuff. So it does shine that light versus, sometimes in movies and TV shows, they have teachers, but they don't show any type of struggle because it's not the focus of of that movie or TV show. But this one, that is its focus, and I like that it's not necessarily, I guess it is a little exaggerated with Ava, but honestly, I can definitely see that there's a school that has a principal that's like that would spend the $3,000 on a stupid sign versus getting the teachers a rug, because I feel like when it's to that point where it's principal, superintendent, they're not the teachers, they kind of lose sight of what it's all about. And so I do see that there would be people in the school system that would think that way. Oh, well, if we get a new basketball court when, you don't even have supplies for students, or you don't have enough desks for the students, or there's way too many students for a teacher, and really what you should have done is hire another teacher. But they're like, oh no, if we redo the basketball court, everything will be fine.
Yeah.
So
it's a very, I really liked that balance. And it came off as like balanced instead of being, oh wow, this is a really insane tone shift, where obviously it's like it wasn't uncomfortable at all. It was very defined. It wasn't just, oh, you're doing too much. And I feel like that's what they do in media a lot, where it'll be, oh yeah, teachers overworked, underpaid, wild, how crazy, and then skip over it like it's acceptable in our society. But it's not. And I really appreciated that. And then you can have that intense moment along with super hilarious zingers. Like, oh, really? I'm not holding as much as that 5-year-old bra. I was dead. I was dead on the floor at that zinger, dude. I would have immediately quit and then went home and hid under my bed if somebody had told me that. I love that. I love that in shows.
Yeah, so yeah, I like the touchingness of it. And I mean, I think we all have teachers that have made a difference in our lives, that have really gone above and beyond the call of just teaching us a subject, that have gone above. So I do like that. I like that they shine that light, that there are teachers like that, and everybody has had that experience with a teacher.
One last thing I really wanted to touch on for this. I know you haven't watched The Office, but you've seen clips in Boss, right, Michael?
Yeah.
I think Ava's character did what Michael did, but in a much more likable way. I really like her character. I think she's hilarious, but it's not in such a abrasive way where I'm just like, God damn this person. Why do they have to be so crazy and stupid? Like I would with Michael constantly. What would be your rating for this show?
I would give this show 4 out of 5 popsicle sticks because I think that people that enjoy The Office, enjoy Parks and Rec, are going to enjoy the show. It's not a show for me, so I personally don't really have interest in continuing it unless we were to do a series review on it. But I definitely see people that enjoy this style of television liking it, so I do think that it is a 4 out of 5.
For sure. And I think if anybody listens to this and they want a series review out of it, just give us a comment on Instagram and we will be happy to. Obviously, I'm going to probably go home and watch this all before I go to sleep. I will give it 4.5 out of 5 popsicle sticks because I had a great time watching it. I feel like there was we talked about it last week where How I Met Your Father, some lines you could tell were meant to be funny and just completely fell flat because they were horrible. I did not have that experience once in the show. Every single thing was hilarious to me. Even Gregory, I believe his name is, the one who was hired to be the principal and then didn't get the job, so he was a sub. I found his character probably the most flat out of it, but I'm sure it's just because it's not far in the season yet. So my 4.5 and your 4, that is 8.5 out of 10 popsicle sticks. Oh, definitely glad we did that show. Shout out to Brooks for suggesting it. Thank you, Brooks.
Thank you, Brooks. Thank you.
She's also our peer review group.
Yep, she's part of our focus group.
The queen of my stars. I love her.
Big event that happened recently. Big Brother!
Yay!
Celebrity Season 3. So I just recently started watching Big Brother this year. We watched 23rd season
Iconic.
Thanks to TikTok. TikTok made me watch it. Loved it. I love reality TV so much. I get so into it. My husband tells me I get way too loud. I'm just screaming at the TV the whole time. It's really fun.
It's your Super Bowl.
It is. It is my Super Bowl. It's my sports. Reality TV is my sport. Just how men get with basketball and football and stuff, that's me with reality TV. I will scream at that TV all day. So when I saw Big Brother, I was like, how have I never seen this before? Turns out Christina has watched Big Brother before. She never tells me anything.
Well, you're so into like other reality shows that I'm not into, and this is the one reality show where I really do like it, and I don't know why we never talked about it.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things that never came up.
Yeah, we had never talked about it. And for those that
You're
don't
too busy
know,
talking about the circle.
for those of you that don't know, me and Christina have been friends for what?
Up on 10 years this year, actually, because we met sophomore year.
Yeah, sophomore year of college.
Yeah, freshman year, we're 19.
Oh,
wow, a decade together, bro.
Disgusting.
Honestly.
All right, podcast is over. We're done being friends.
Oh my god. Now we need to plan our 10-year special.
Anniversary.
Yes. Aww.
So yeah, Christina obviously hates me and was gatekeeping Big Brother. Basically.
I was gatekeeping it and girl bossing it.
So on season 3, it's 11 celebrities for 1 month, so it's condensed down. So in this season, they had Carson Creasley, who's a TV personality, Cynthia Bailey, she's from Real Housewives of Atlanta, Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC, Shayna Moakler from USA, also a former Playboy Playmate, Todd Bridges, who played Willis in Different Strokes, Mirai Nagusu,
Queen.
Olympic figure skater,
Iconic.
2018 bronze winner. Chris Kattan, he's an actor / comedian. We have Todrick Hall, who's like an entertainer, choreographer. He's like everything, apparently.
He is everything.
Misha Tate, who's an MMA fighter. We have Teddy Mellencamp, who is from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And last but not least, Lamar Odom from the NBA.
Bless you, Lamar.
So this season, we decided to have an inner house competition. So it's me, Christina, and my husband. He decided to join us for this little comp that we're doing.
Yeah.
What we did was we listed our top 5, and we're gonna see who guesses the most winners in the correct order. It's gonna be episode review for episodes 1 through 3 because it was a 3 episode a week event. So we're going to go ahead and cover the first 3 episodes. So if you haven't seen the first 3 episodes, spoilers ahead.
Yes.
So they started out with the first HOH competition, which was everybody hanging off of strings.
It's always the endurance test for the first one.
Yeah, it's always them hanging on something or holding on to something.
Yeah, this one, I was so scared. I was like, I do not have time to see somebody rip up their hamstrings.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have time for that. I'm surprised still that Todrick didn't win because he has the most healthy booty ever. Like, I am shocked. I am shocked, I tell you, that his hamstrings didn't pull that one out.
I think it's that you needed upper arm strength for it. And I think that's probably why, because it was them holding themselves up with the champagne ball. There was a pulley system, but it was basically them holding their weight. So it's not necessarily using their legs. So it makes sense on who won since it had to deal with upper body strength, which the winner was Miesha Tate, MMA fighter. Christina's making a sour face because she does not like this.
I don't like her vibe.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's a good person in her real life, but I don't like her vibe.
Maybe, I don't know. I
don't like her vibe for this game. She went after Teddy too hard, too fast. Like, Teddy didn't do nothing. The runner-up was Teddy Mellencamp, and Miesha had just made a deal with Todrick because Todrick said, and this is something common with Big Brother.
Todrick was third.
Yes, and he was basically saying, hey, if I let go and give you this HOH, head of household, if I give you this award, will you let me stay here? Because the HOH puts up the nominations for who's going to go home this week. And she said, yes, you'll be safe. He dropped. So it was between Miesha and Teddy. Mm-hmm. And Teddy tried to offer the same deal. Hey, if I drop and give this to you, am I safe? And then Miesha hits her with the, I think it's too early to be making those kinds of promises. Huh?
Yeah.
What?
And in the little interview, what do they call it? The room, the diary room?
Yeah, the diary room.
She was like, the only reason she made the deal with Todrick is because she likes Todrick. And I don't know, I guess she didn't like Teddy or something, because she's like, I only made the deal with Todrick because I liked him. Like, I can't be making deals with everyone. And I'm like, it's just another person. It's not everyone, but okay.
Seriously, and for people who haven't, watched Big Brother before, it is very much a game based on not only strategy, but alliances. You have to pick who you're going to be loyal to, who you're going to put up to go home, because only one person will go home every time. And you have to be very strategic with it. Monica would probably be great at this game. I would probably be horrible because I'm too nice. And I would be like, oh God, I don't want to send anybody home. Oh, I just want us all to be friends forever. But that's not how the game is played.
Yeah, you gotta be strategic for sure. It's like basically chess.
Mm-hmm.
So then after the HOH competition, they revealed that there was going to be a gala gift, which was going to have a twist. So that was exciting because twists in Big Brother, they just changed the whole dang game.
Mm-hmm. They're lousy twists.
Yeah, so I love that, especially since this is a shortened version because it's only going to be a month long and, someone goes home every single week.
Mm-hmm.
So it is interesting that they decided to do a twist. And then right out the bat, too. So in episode 2, they reveal that the gala gift is going to be a blessing to one person and a curse to another person.
Dun, dun, dun.
Honestly, the looks on everyone's faces when Julie Chen said that. So this is where we got to know the players a little bit more since we're now on episode 2. We got to figure out who we like, who we don't like, what we like about them, what we don't like about them. My favorite so far, I didn't pick her as my number 1 because unfortunately I don't think she's going to win it all. But
Where's
Mariah,
your faith? No, don't say that.
I don't think she's going to win it all. I put her at my number 2, but I don't think she's going to win it all, unfortunately.
I have faith in Mariah. I really think that she'll be able to pull it out if she can get rid of the people who originally crossed her.
Yeah.
She needs to make a strong move against them and cement herself as a power player.
See, it's because I think she's too sweet.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sweet people don't win. It's really depressing, but yeah, so that's why I don't think she's going to win. I think there's a lot of potential for her getting into the top 5 at least.
Yeah, hopefully if they do another Big Brother MVP season, she would be in it.
I hope so.
If she doesn't win.
I hope so. I really like her. She seems really sweet. She doesn't seem manipulative in any way, which isn't necessarily a good thing for the show as far as getting far. But yeah, I really like her. I feel like she'll play a good game.
Yeah, I love that. I think she's a strong enough player that she has a very solid chance, but she does need to up her social game.
Yeah.
Because especially when you have a player like the kind of player that Todrick is being, where he has no qualms and will literally make allegiances with everybody because everybody loves Todrick. He's a pretty moderate celebrity, even though he needs to get...
See, I I don't like Todrick because of that. I feel like he's being so sneaky, just making alliances with everyone. And I understand that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta have a good social game to make it far. But especially in episode 2, he just went blabbing about everything. And
he did.
It's irritating.
Tell me why.
It's irritating because they came up with their alliance, the formation. He was a part of it. So was Mirai. So was Teddy, right? So then when Misha goes up to Mirai and is like, hey, yo, I'm going to put you up as a pawn because my plan is to take Teddy out. Does it not make sense that Mirai would go and tell Teddy the plan? Because they already formed their alliance.
Yeah.
So then when Teddy goes and tells Todrick, because, hey, they're supposed to be in an alliance together, Todrick goes and tells Misha so that he can form an alliance with Misha. And it's just, that was so shady.
Well, I get where he's coming from because the winner of the first HOH, you want to get on their good side. He wanted to cure that alliance.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like, the game, it's a good game. He's playing a good game. He's playing a good floater game, even though I don't think he's gonna be a floater. But that's how he's playing it.
Yeah.
He's playing it to be everybody's dude that everybody loves, and they're never gonna send him home. But
yeah, and I've always hated that. Like with all the other seasons that I've seen of Big Brother, I hate whenever they play that manipulative game. And I know that's the point. Yeah, like I know that's the point, and that's, you know, part of the fun of watching it. And I'm not saying that I don't necessarily enjoy it. Obviously,
Yeah.
I enjoy it if I
We have a
continue to
great time.
watch. Yeah, and I yell at the TV and, you know, get angry and stuff. But I don't care for that. I'm just, you're trash, Todrick. I hate you.
get his name out of your mouth. Just trying to win some money.
Yeah, so it's just, Todrick, you're trash. Especially because I love Mirai so much, and he painted the biggest freaking target on her. Ugh.
Either way, I win somehow because Todrick and Mirai are in my top 5 picks for who wins. I'd be kind of upset at this point because Matt has Todrick at number 1.
Yeah.
So if Todrick does end up pulling the ultimate floater game and ends up winning,
And
then
you know,
we're gonna lose.
and it's funny because I think that's why he chose Todrick as his number 1, because based off the intro, he was just, yeah, this guy looks like he's gonna play a good social gamer, basically, and to get everyone to be his best friend.
Yeah, that's how I feel with Chris Kirkpatrick, but I think he's doing a more subtle game.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody who thinks he's a threat or is disliking him.
Oh, that with the gala gift in episode 2 is when they announced that it's called the Mon Wan hat. So
Beautiful hat. Beautiful hat.
So because of that twist of the hat, Cynthia Bailey ended up being safe. But again, it was supposed to be a blessing and a curse. So we're going to find out who got cursed with it in the next episode.
Yeah.
Misha ended up announcing her nominees, which ended up being Carson Kressley as a pawn, basically, and Mirai. And that's her target because of Todrick and his blabbermouth.
Yeah, Carson, I think, is playing a really good game, too. Like, for people who aren't really familiar with the show or a lot of the celebrities we're mentioning, Carson is from the old school Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. He was the blonde with impeccable fashion sense. Very awesome guy, very fun dude to watch on TV. Amazing.
He also knows a lot of those people because he's a
Yes.
TV personality.
Mm-hmm.
He already knew a lot of them. As they enter the house, he was like, oh my god, I know you. Oh my god, we did an interview together, or we did this together.
It's so smart, too. He's like, oh, hey, remember my face? Remember what we had outside of this house? And he just, like, immediately cements that connection. It's a very smart way to play.
Yeah. So he's playing the social game for sure. And then we have episode 3.
Yes.
So for episode 3, I was super depressed because Mariah was up for eviction.
Mm-hmm.
Eviction is basically when they get eliminated. Mariah, I like that she held it together. You know,
She
it was
did.
a good. And then Chris Kattan, I only know him from Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah.
But I thought it was so sweet how he consoled her. I was just like, oh my god, this guy is so genuine. He seems like such a nice dude. That is so awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
It
He
definitely
gave off really good person vibes.
Yeah, it definitely made me like him more. Prior to, like, in episode 1 and 2, he kind of just seemed he was in the background, just, you know, I don't really know if he's gonna win or he's not gonna win. He's just there, you know?
Like a publicity thing. Like, I'm just here until I leave. I don't really care one way or another.
Yeah. And so this one definitely made me appreciate him being there. Oh, like, he's so sweet. I hope he makes it far, you know?
For sure. I really like that. Like, so many people just immediately cast her aside because they saw, oh, okay, they put her on the block already. The block is basically basically the two nominees. They put her on the block, and she's gonna go because she's the bigger threat. And they immediately cast her aside and started adjusting their allegiances or alliances. And I think it was very nice to see him just genuinely console her because he was worried about his friend.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to make an alliance. He wasn't trying to save himself or, do anything like that. It was just genuine. I'm sorry you're in this position.
90% of the time, that scene would cut to them in the diary room where it's I have to be true to my alliances, and she's probably going to win that veto, and I need to make sure that she'll cover me when the time is needed. But we didn't get that cut because he wasn't worried about it. He was being completely genuine.
Yeah, so I did enjoy that. It
was very refreshing.
Yeah, I love that. And then we cut to Misha working out with Chris Kirkpatrick in the room.
Beating the shit out of the floor. The ever-living shit out of that floor.
What are they called? The mats or whatever? Such an awkward scene. Can you imagine you're just working out on the fucking elliptical and shit, and then there's just someone punching a mat, like floor mat, like just going ham on it? I'd be like, all right, I'm leaving. Goodbye.
He's probably just listening, and syncing his little earbuds, doing his little elliptical, having the time of his life. Yes, healthy vibes. And then
she's trying to have a conversation with her because, again, like the whole show is being strategic, forming alliances, and just, having good social game when they're not in competition. Mm-hmm. And then you would think, they're starting a conversation, so let's not beat up a floor mat, all crazily. But nope, I gotta get my workout in, and then it's just awkward. You're trying to have a conversation, and this person is just going ham on a floor mat.
Yeah. And not downing on people who work out that way, because she's an MMA fighter. I'm sure she has a very different workout regimen than ours, which is empty and non-existent. Yeah. So nothing against that, obviously, but it was definitely super awkward the way it was edited in.
Yeah, the way that it was edited, it was super awkward for sure. It was just, you have Chris Kirkpatrick that's just all quiet while working out on this elliptical machine, and then you have Misha just bam, 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 bam on the mat, and it's just
I would be kind of bummed. Like, I'm trying to get my inner peace on, and you're really affecting the vibe.
Yeah, so it was interesting. And then there was that part with Podrick and Misha.
I think their dynamic is very bad. I think they're going to be the downfall of each other, because it's the stupidest thing in the world in Big Brother to have one major alliance to the end. It's so stupid.
Yeah, and then the next thing in episode 3 was the veto comp. For the veto comp, it's the head of house, which was Misha, and then you have the two nominees, which is Mariah and Carson, and then they pick 3 others to compete random out of a box. Now, there's coins in the box that say house guest choice, so whoever draws it gets to pick who they want.
Yeah.
So Mariah ended up getting house guest choice. And again, episode 1, the formation alliance was formed. Todrick, Mariah, and Teddy, and Carson are all part of that alliance.
And Cynthia too, right?
Yeah. And Mariah chose Todrick. She didn't know that he's the one who blabbed and is the reason that she's on this block. She doesn't know that he's not on her side, because as far as she's concerned, they're part of the same alliance, and she feels that if he wins the veto, he can use it to save her. And I was like, no, why Todrick? It broke my damn heart.
It's very simultaneously the best and the worst part of Big Brother.
Yeah.
Like, very, very much. Why? She's so innocent. She just didn't know.
Yeah, so it was tough. Again, Mariah, I love her. I want her to win so bad. So her choosing Todrick for the veto meant that it wasn't gonna give her the leg up she wanted. It was very much that she would end up getting eliminated, which sucks.
It's very unfortunate. And for anybody who doesn't watch the show or who's as familiar with it, the veto competition is basically a competition for a select few members of the house, and whoever wins it gets the veto power over the nominations that the head of household placed on the block that week. So if Mariah had won the veto, she could have said, I'm using this veto to take myself off this block, and then the head of household would have had to elect somebody else for it.
Yep. And then let's say the head of household won, or in this case Todrick, who's not on on Mariah's side won, they could choose not to use the veto, and the nominations would remain the same, and meaning in this case, if the target is Mariah, she would probably end up being sent home. So that's why it was like really depressing that she picked Todrick.
We definitely had our hopes up. We're just like, oh my god, she's going home. There's no way she's getting back from this.
We were like, girl, you need to pull it out in this veto comp. You need to win. Only for Carson to be the veto winner. Yeah, so he did win. So because he won, he used it on himself to take him off the block. Because even if the head of house is saying you're a pawn, never take that serious. Oh, Misha told me I'm just a pawn, that they're trying to get Mariah. And he could have chose not to use the veto power and kept it the same, because to him, I'm the pawn, I'm going to be safe. But with Big Brother, you never know. You never know.
Ever. You do not know anybody in that game. I would do a lot of things for $25,000.
Carson won the veto comp with a time of 3 minutes and 54 seconds.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. It was a really crazy veto comp too, where it was basically a riddle.
I was too dumb for it.
I'm sure in the moment we would be fine.
I'm sure I'd time out like Lamar.
Shut up. Oh my god, leave Lamar alone. Let me interject. Lamar Odom has a horrible publicist, and that publicist should immediately be fired because they did not prep him for this competition at all.
They didn't.
That poor baby.
He doesn't know what the hell's going on. Nope, he does not know what the hell's going on. I don't know why they let him on this show. Everybody knows about Lamar Odom and the Kardashian drama, and then he's over here talking about how much he misses Khloe Kardashian and how much he wants to be back with her. And I'm just
seriously? Oh my god, poor Lamar.
And I'm just like, bro, she could give two shits about you. Like, she don't care. She already with another guy. She has her baby daddy. Boy. Oh
my god. It makes me so sad. Again, learned against my will, but still, that poor man.
Yeah. Like, we do not keep up with the Kardashians.
We do not.
But they are all over. It's hard to not know this information.
For real. All love to them. I hope they're having a great night. But personally, I'm not that invested in them.
Yeah. But yeah, whoever convinced him to be on the show was they not have let him on the show.
Fire his damn publicist immediately.
Yeah.
And me and Monica will volunteer. We'll volunteer. And
we could do a better job.
Yes. I think we would be great publicists. I think we would be phenomenal at it.
But yeah, so then because he was the veto winner, he took himself off the block, and Misha had to pick another nominee. She was getting damn annoying because she kept flip-flopping on who she wanted to get eliminated, and I honestly think that she is playing Todrick's game. She's not playing her game, she's playing Todrick's game.
That's what's going to get her ass tossed out, because you can't have one obvious alliance. It's like, it makes you guys like a huge target.
Exactly. Yep. That's what's happening with Carson and Bailey. He's like, oh, we gotta separate them because it looks like they're number one, number two.
Yeah, I love Cynthia Bailey. Honestly, I would be very happy if she won.
Yeah. I think I have her in my top 5. I'm not sure.
Me too.
I think it was so dumb that Misha kept flip-flopping only for her to do what she wanted in the first place, which was have Mariah as a pawn and backdoor Teddy.
Yeah, what the fuck did Teddy do to you, bro?
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh my god. I love Teddy so much too. I was so upset.
And for those that don't know what backdoor means, it's the head of house will pick the 2 nominations in hopes that one of those nominations or themselves will win the veto to take that person off so that they can put the real target on the block, because the real target will have no chance at trying to save themselves other than convincing people to not vote for them.
Exactly. Especially for the more eligible guests where they have a bigger chance of winning veto, especially.
Yeah.
They want to get rid of that opportunity fast.
Yeah, so that's what they did. They backdoored Teddy, and that was because Mariah went to Misha to try and make some type of deal to approve an alliance with her, and it worked, and that's why Teddy was on the block, which I hated.
Yep, very upsetting. I'm definitely very excited for the next episode because of all the little things that happened in the previous
for
one.
sure.
Oh
it's gonna go crazy.
It's gonna be freaking insane.
It is. So then the episode ended with the Mon Juan twist revealed, which backwards is Nom Now.
Is exactly what we were doing.
So I loved it because it saved our girl Mariah. Who was it? Todd Bridges that ended up with the hat?
Yeah.
At the end. So he was able to get someone off the block, and he chose Mariah over Teddy. And so by doing that, it put him on the block. That's the curse for the one person. And so now it is between Teddy and Todd Bridges. And then they did their evictions, their votes. And Teddy was eliminated.
Very
She was
upsetting.
evicted. And she was in my top 5, so I already lost one person.
Sorry, buddy.
She was my number 5. Had to cross her out, so I'm already being a loser in our little inter-house competition. I suck.
We still have time. It's okay. It's okay.
So yeah, we're down to 10 people. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, maybe next week or in the next Big Brother update, if people want it, we can release our top 5.
Yeah,
That'll be
for
fun.
sure. So it'll be fun to continue watching. I love Big Brother. So much drama.
Yes, definitely for any reality TV fans, definitely recommend it.
Yeah,
Just
for
because
sure.
it's been on for 3 million years doesn't make it any less good.
Yeah.
Very fun. Another thing that came out this week that immediately got super popular, the Tinder Swindler.
It's on Netflix.
Yes, Netflix. And absolutely bonkers crazy. Absolutely bonkers crazy. It starts off, Celeste meet this person, Simon, on Tinder, and cruising past any and all red flags because she did give him a goog. She gave him a goog.
She did.
She checked it out. She did what you're supposed to do to keep yourself safe and protect yourself. And then minutes later, so basically after a month, he starts asking for money is how it starts. Wines or dines her. So things start moving super fast, doing all the classic things. Oh my God, total love bombing. And then again starts asking for money. And she gives him money. And it's so weird to me because he's never there when she gives money. He's a very manipulative person and goes after people with that intention because he is intent on taking everything they have. It's crazy.
It is. And what's even more crazy, like not only did this woman lend him this money, prior to her lending him the money, it was the fact that the very first date, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna be in, I think it was Bulgaria.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, let's go on my private jet to Bulgaria real quick.
Yes.
I had to Google how far, because she was from London.
Mm-hmm.
I Googled how far London and Bulgaria were if you were to fly.
Oh my
It's
God.
a 3-hour flight. She took a 3-hour flight with a stranger that she just Googled.
Damn.
I could never.
I want to say I could never, but I would. But I do
I would
also have
kill
people
you.
in my life.
I know.
Yeah,
I was
know.
like,
I would be
I
done.
was like, where were her
My tires would be
friends?
flashed. But I was thinking that too. Where are the people who care about you and who are going to stop you from doing this, like, potentially insanely dangerous thing? He could be a crazy hunter who's taking you to the middle of a private island to gun you down or
He
something.
could easily
It'd be crazy.
He's saying, oh yeah, we're going to Bulgaria and take you somewhere else and traffic you.
Exactly.
That was crazy. He was just, oh yeah, I need to buy your plane ticket. Can I get your passport info? And she just took a picture and sent it to him. A person that she's never met, that she's going on date number 1. I know that you're not supposed to necessarily victim shame and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to say that she deserved to get swindled out of her money.
Yeah.
I mean, is that a normal thing? You just give out your passport information all willy-nilly?
I wouldn't think it's normal. I think we live in our world, I think things are so run by money that as soon as she gave it a goog and was like, oh my God, this one obscure document proves that this guy's worth like $1 billion kajillion.
Yeah.
And then they get blinded by it. They're like, nothing bad can happen to me because this is a rich dude. When it's like, those are the ones that are the most fucking terrifying in the end of the day. And I think that it's such a numbers game because this motherfucker probably swipes right on every single thing he comes across. And all it takes is that 1, 2, third person.
Yeah, for sure.
To be willing to overlook little things because of this attractive dude who's super fucking wealthy.
Yeah.
I don't know, times are hard.
Yeah.
You would do it too for a check.
Honestly. So one of the ways that he got these women to give him money was that he had pictures and videos of him and his bodyguard, like bloodied up or in a hospital bed or stuff like that, and was, oh my God, there are people, because he's a billionaire.
Enemies.
Yeah, because he's in the diamond business, and apparently they have a lot of enemies in the diamond business, and so he would say like, oh my God, my enemies came after me and they're trying to kill me, so I can't use any of my credit cards because then they'll be able to track where I am, so can you send me money? Don't fall for it.
It's so sad because like she probably could have looked up like the geotag information on those pictures and it probably would have been from
years because he used them. He didn't use them just on this one girl. He used them on all 3 girls. Like all 3 girls he used it on.
Recycled all the material, all the little stuff. Never called them by their names because then he can mix them up. Yeah. It was always honey or sweetheart or baby. That's actually a big red flag to me. I'm just like,
Yeah, so, and she linked her cards. She took out loans. I think it was a grand total for the first woman. $250,000 is how much she gave this man.
You know, I don't have a lot of good things to say about the American system of credit scores, but I do know this shit would never be able to fly with me. I would never be able to get $250,000 with loans. I can barely get a mortgage. That shit still hasn't been able to happen for me. And that'd be like $150,000 with a big ass house for collateral. But $250,000?
And I think it's that she said that it was with 8 or 9 different banks that she had these loans.
Fucking how? How does this happen?
Yeah. And then not only that, but then she was conned into being an employee, quote unquote, to the family diamond business. And it's just, she was getting paid, I think, $94,000 a week, supposedly.
Yeah.
And it was, how are you so nonchalant about committing fraud? You're literally committing fraud and you're just fine with that because, oh, it's my boyfriend. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't understand how these women, not only did they lend this man this money, but one woman, I think she lent him $10,000 and that $10,000 was to go and buy herself an apartment.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, my friend, he really needs it, and gave him $10,000.
I don't know. With her, I think it's a little bit different because that was like a genuine friend where they would go on vacations together and actually physically hang out with each other. I think her situation is a little bit different. Like, he seemed to be a more prevalent face in her life. I think he went after her just because the other one wasn't an option. He doesn't care. And I think that a big thing is that they are called predators because they go after specific people who they know that they can manipulate what they want to do. Yeah. And it's just so disgusting to me that these kinds of people can just walk among us and just be so horrible and shitty and not care. Like, not care about the ripple effect of their actions. And it's so wild to me.
It's definitely crazy. I mean, even in the show, in the documentary, they show 3 women, but he was obviously doing this to way more women.
Scores of women!
Because of the amount that he was spending, it did not equal to the amount that he was taking from these 3 women. He was spending way more than that. So, I mean, these weren't just 3 women that he swindled. There was multiple women. It's just crazy that they're able to find these people. And it's probably, like you said, like, he was swiping right on everyone. He was trying it with everyone. And, I mean, the one thing that I do have to say is I'm very proud of the first interview. I think her name was Celeste, that she took control back. And she was, I mean, I might not be able to get my $250,000 back, but I want other people to be aware of the situation. And she's the one who brought it to the news media and, you know, try to get the story out there so other women don't fall victim.
Yeah.
So I love that.
That directly saved the 3rd woman, too.
Yep, exactly. It did.
Directly saved her ass. And she took all his clothes, kept all that money for herself.
Yes, love her. Oh my God, that was like such a boss move.
Yeah. And it's so ridiculous that it's just all loopholes. All loopholes. There's nothing that most of the time there's not going to be any repercussions with like white collar crime because they don't really care.
Yeah.
It's a drop in the bucket. Even the $250,000 to how much this dude was spending is a drop in the bucket. And he was her entire life.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
It is. I do have to commend it to these women for going public, for doing this as doing this project with Netflix.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like that it took a lot of courage. I can imagine it took them so much courage to do that.
Especially with how it was received with the initial article, how so many people were just, well, that's your fault. How'd you let him do this? Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my God. The articles, I don't know if it frustrated you, but it frustrated me that they kept sending the damn articles to him. When the women would see the article, they'd send it to him. Simon, what is this? Yeah. Why are you doing this? Are you stealing money? They're not going to admit it. Like,
well, they had to hit him with the this you.
911, hello? Like, these women were just sending him the articles, giving him the heads up. Why are you doing that? Oh my God, stop, please.
It's very upsetting.
In the
All
horror
112.
It's like in the horror movies whenever there's someone alone and they hear the creak and they're like, hello? The killer isn't gonna be like, hey, what's up? I just came to kill you real quick.
Hey, girlie, where do you keep the knives?
Yeah. I was just like, what?
Honestly, it's so baffling to me how somebody can be so dedicated, so ferociously, unwaveringly dedicated to never having to work, that they can devote their entire lives to just taking from people who don't have that much to begin with. Jesus, if you're gonna try to do the whole riches poor to riches thing, couldn't you swindle fucking rich people that have it to spare?
Honestly.
Swipe right on Ivanka Trump or something and take some money from her rich ass that she won't even know is gone.
Yeah.
Do you have to go up from these people who are like, yeah, I've been saving for 5 years so I can buy an apartment, but like, damn, dude, the scum of the earth. Insane.
And then that girl sending him the money, like the money for the apartment. I feel like I was thinking about it. I was okay, so she views him as a friend. Like they weren't dating, they were just friends. Because again, me and Christina have been friends for about 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Christina came to me and was like, Monica, like if you asked me for $1,000, I don't know, something happened with your car and you just really needed to get fixed because you got to drive to the office and whatnot, and you're like, Monica, I really need this $1,000. I'll give it back to you next paycheck or 2 paychecks. I'll make payment plan, whatever. Like, all right, Christina, I trust you. We've been friends for 10 years. I'm gonna give you this $1,000, and then I'll give you the $1,000. But then, like, if you don't go with pay me back, like if you're like, next paycheck, I'm gonna give you $500, and then the next paycheck, I'll give you the other $500, right?
Yeah.
If that paycheck comes, oh, hey, Christina, don't forget, you said you're going to give me $500 back, and you're just like, oh, no, I can't, because my car payment that I totally forgot about needs to be paid, and I can't give you the $500, but I'll give you the full $1,000 next paycheck.
Monica, my enemies are after me. My enemies.
I'm like, no! I'm taking you to court, small claims!
Bitch, you just want to be on that fucking court.
Yeah, I take you to people's court.
God damn it.
How is it that they're just so nonchalant with giving this man money?
Seriously, what a world.
Yeah.
What a fucking world. It's like, dude, you're walking around in Versace and all these weird, ugly ass clothes that are really expensive for some reason. Go pawn your damn shirt.
He's been doing this forever. Like, they showed it. Like, even since he was a
19.
teenager. Yeah. It's nuts.
Like,
I don't
how? The audacity that people are
Honestly.
born with.
Oh my god. And then when he basically was found out and stuff, trying to go and get plastic surgery. And the guy was, no, I'm not going to do this because usually only criminals want this type of work. Oh my god, I died. I died.
Facts.
That Eileen girl called him the homeless king.
Yes.
Oh, so funny. And he was staying in all these hostels and stuff.
It's like, dude, that's life. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but billions of us exist on the planet. You just gotta do it. It sucks.
I loved Eileen. I loved her for taking all his clothes and choosing to sell them and stuff like that. So
Smart queen.
honestly, she was super smart.
I will say, I think one of my favorite things is toward the end when they started to really humanize Celeste and show how much of an impact it had on her. How she had to call her mom when she was super upset, and I was just like, oh, that's what I do when I'm upset. I call my mommy.
I put that. I was like, I would call my mom too. Damn.
Oh God, when
Yeah.
she had that intrusive thought to drive her car
Oh,
into
that
the
was
truck,
so
I was
sad.
relatable, but sad.
She even instituted herself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was just, that's so sad. These women did not deserve that. I know that they made some really questionable decisions,
Yes.
and they should have maybe had a little bit tiny more common sense, or hopefully their friends get better friends.
For sure, yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, regardless, they didn't deserve to get swindled out of these thousands of dollars. Regardless of how naive they were, they didn't deserve that. And so I was upset that they fell for it, but I was also upset that someone would take advantage of their naivety.
Exactly. And it's just, it sucks that there's no protections for things like that.
Yeah.
Why are there not protections for these kinds of circumstances? Like, how this doesn't count as
fraud.
as identity theft, because
Yeah.
you're assuming a different identity. You're pretending to be somebody's love interest to get all of these things. I don't understand how that hasn't been lumped under it.
Yeah.
yet.
And it could be that the laws are different, because I mean, this isn't taking place in the United States. states.
Yeah.
So it could be that the laws are different, but obviously the laws need to change because this shouldn't be okay. He served 5 months. 5 months, and it wasn't even for the fraud. It wasn't for stealing the money. It was for, I don't even remember what he served 5 months for.
Some dumbass stupid thing.
Back at it, still trying to swindle people. If you go and find his social medias, he's still with his lavish lifestyle. I mean, I know that it came out that he was banned from Tinder and a whole bunch of other dating apps, but
As he should.
yeah, I just hope that it makes a difference. It does something. I would rate this one 4 out of 5 popsicle sticks. I think that it was well done. It was an interesting watch.
Yeah, I would say 3.5 out of 5 popsicle sticks, because simply that it was one documentary that was 2 hours long. I think it would have been much better if they had split it into 3 episodes. But that's really my only criticism. For my 3.5 and your 4 popsicle sticks, that is 7.5 popsicle sticks out of 10. Which I think very well deserved. It was a good documentary.
Yeah, for sure. This week's jar pick is Ask Reddit. So what's one TV show that didn't deserve to get canceled? My number one, though, Santa Clarita Diet.
Yes.
I will forever hate Netflix for canceling Santa Clarita Diet, because not only did they cancel it, but they canceled it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Oh, so mad. That show was so good, so funny, and it was canceled for what?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's basically what Netflix is becoming known for. The 2 things it does is raise their fucking prices unnecessarily and cancel all their fucking good shows.
Yep.
Oh my god, I don't think you've ever watched this. Teen Titans, the cartoon.
I never watched
Not Teen Titans Go, but Teen Titans. I think me and Matt were watching a few episodes when we went to an Airbnb last year just for funsies. With
Oh,
the
when I was
dogs.
angry.
Yeah.
When I was having a moment.
Yeah, what was it they didn't have in the
Cooking
pantry?
oil. I
They
was
didn't
so
have oil
pissed
in the
off.
pantry.
They didn't have cooking oil at this Airbnb we rented for my husband's birthday, and I couldn't make him a cake. And it was very upsetting because I would have to go to the damn Walmart to go get it. And so I had my little temper tantrum, and while I was having my temper tantrum, they watched Teen Titans.
It was a good time. You know what? That cake came out very well. I don't remember what happened around it, but I do remember the tantrum and watching Teen Titans. But that show was so good, and they left it at so many questions that were unanswered, and it was just like, why? I hyperfixated on that show so hard when I was like in 6th grade. It was very upsetting to my youth.
So sorry.
Thank
so
you.
Sorry you had to
That
go
means
through
a lot.
And then I think you'll agree with me on this one. Dollhouse.
Dollhouse! Ah! Why? They did this for what?
And that was another one that they knew they were going to get canceled, and they tried to wrap shit up real quick, and then it was like downhill. That last season was just like,
you know, if you're trying to wrap up a show and you say, you know what'll wrap this up if I skip into the future, but so far in the future nobody understands what the fuck is going on and it's some apocalyptic bullshit, you should just put your pen down and go outside and touch some grass, because it's never a good idea and it doesn't work out for anybody who's tried it.
and then they keep doing quote unquote flashbacks.
Oh my god!
And it's just like, why didn't you just do the flashback crap and then did freaking Harry Potter style flash forward the last 10 minutes, okay?
Exactly. Oh my god.
Yeah, so that one was depressing because I loved Dollhouse. Such a good show.
Oh my god. Oh, yeah, mine that will definitely surprise absolutely no one. Scream Queens. I don't care if the 2nd season wasn't strong. I don't give a fuck. It was still funny. I had a great time. I didn't like the character of Wes anyway. He was trash. I don't care.
See, I love season 1. I did watch season 2, but I wasn't a major fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that it was a continuation though, but I wasn't a fan of the green guy.
The Green Meanie.
Yeah, I hated that. I hated that name, the Green Meanie.
It was a stupid name.
I should have called him a swamp guy, and that would have made me feel better.
Hey, they have copyright.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
So I wasn't a fan of that one.
I was very delighted by Taylor Lautner. I love him, and I really liked him in this role. I love Billie Lourd. I would probably watch anything that she came in.
I love Billie Lourd.
Yeah, I think she's hilarious.
Oh, she's awesome.
Love her mom, R.I.P. Carrie Fisher. I was a little iffy on Chanel number 5, Abigail Breslin, but only because I had never seen her in a role like the Chanel. And I will say she's probably one of my favorites too.
I love Abigail Breslin. She is amazing.
Yeah.
I love her music. She has music, guys. In case you didn't know.
That show is so good. Like, honestly, we've talked about this a lot. Grace is probably the most annoying character.
Oh, for sure.
As far as, like, acting
I
wise.
was completely fine with her not being in season 2.
Yeah, like...
What I don't like about season 2 that they kill off Chad Radwell.
Chad Radwell! No!
They killed Chad Radwell! What bullshit is that?
Chad Radwell. How that we are two people that fucking love Chad Radwell's character so much.
I was so mad that they killed Chad Radwell.
If he doesn't come, I'm just like, I'm hoping it's gonna be like a thing where he's like, he's not dead eventually.
They reboot. He's not
I
dead.
hope so. I love him so much. He's so funny.
He is.
Oh
for
my
sure.
God. If Nick Jonas can get away with not being dead in season 1, then Chad Radwell can get away